Hello and welcome, my name is Sheep Thief and today I'm coming at you with a Warno replay analysis. This is a game between me, Sheep Thief, and Striker, who's playing 7th Panzer Division. I'm playing 11 ACR. I'll try to make this a little more beginner friendly, so if you're new to Warno, stick around and I'll try to explain a little better what's happening. So, yeah, I'm going to slow it down so I can talk about the deployment. I'm pushing forward mostly for this, largely ignoring these cities. The cities are harder to take over as a tank division. They are generally easier to take over for an infantry division. These East German divisions are often better in the cities. They have big squads of infantry that I'm not going to be good against, so I just entirely ignore it and go for this line of points right here with the hope of eventually pushing through to Papa over here. I have a jammer helo coming forward, a Cobra. I really want to take over this city in the middle, so I've got two LRS coming in there supported by the Cobra. The recon helo can kind of spot things out. More recon coming around the side. An M1A1 ACAV, which is a powerful tank, is coming forward as well to be the real meat and potatoes over here, with mortars and Panzer Grenadiers and anti-helo and anti-air and all kinds of stuff. Over here my opponent has gone for a much more wide approach, so this means that he's trying to take every zone on a line, but he's not going to be as strong in each of these positions, whereas I'm kind of focusing on one side of the map, so I'm going to be stronger here at the cost of having no presence over here. I am actually sending one BGS over there to observe. My opponent, and I mean, what can we say? He's got Pioneers coming in here, so Pioneers are close quarters urban warfare infantry. He's got a wide range of anti-air, so Iglas, and Cubs are radar-based anti-air, two Cubs. He's got a Shilka, which is an anti-helicopter unit, and then a fair amount of ATGMs with some recon helos, and like I said, infantry. So we'll speed this up. Over here, with the jammer helo, I see that I don't see any cars coming up this road, so I move over here, assuming he's going to go for this. And the Cobra does see this, but misses a lot of its shots. 2BH. It doesn't get the kill on this SP. Maybe it does, actually. No, it doesn't. Yes, it does. Yes, it does. So that's a kill. It's not an amazing kill, but it's a kill. And my Cobra is now coming along this way. And I'm assuming there is going to be infantry in here. We spot some of these cars going back now that they've let off their friends at the buildings. The recon helo continues to come forward, but the Shilka, which is a specialized anti-helicopter unit, is going to shut this down. He actually sent in a MiG-21 to kill the Cobra as well. So I pull off the jammer, the recon helo, assuming that fighter's going to come and try to kill it, but my IHawk actually gets the kill on his plane and crashes into the hillside. I have fully infested this little city in here, which is really good because it controls this area here, and also things coming along here. He intelligently gets a ATGM in here to guard against some swooping attack through here and a total collapse. I think what my opponent should be doing right now is putting some of his infantry back into their transports and routing them back over here, because at this point it should be pretty clear to him that I'm not going for this. Laser guided bomb comes for this Command T55, which I don't think is super expensive, but it's good for him to not get the point like that. But it does cost my laser guided bomb, so maybe not a great trade. I think sometimes people can zero in on this command vehicles and it's not so good. This Conkers is getting in a duel with my M1A1 ACAV, which isn't the end of the world, as long as my frontal armor is showing. We've got these pivots coming forward. These have been changed recently, and they're quite good against infantry. I bring the recon helo back, but now the Shilk is in position. It's going to open up on it and very quickly kill it. Now I know the Shilk is there. I debated getting a Sneed, and for those who are new to WARNO, a Seed plane is a plane that has a missile on it that aims at radar, so the signal that this radar-based anti-aircraft stuff is putting out can be zeroed in on by a missile, because it's sending out, basically it's very easy for the missile to just go straight for it. And there are planes that specialize in doing that, and I thought about getting one of those planes, but I did not, because all I could see right here was the Shilkai. These cubs are so far back that it's a little hard to tell what it is. I bet more experienced players are better at it, because the thing about the Kubas is so long range that I think that's how you need to like tell what it is. They're also not good against helicopters, so if I could get that Shilka down, then I could have free fire with my helicopter. In retrospect, so this is a really painful game for me, and in retrospect I had this, and I don't know what I'm doing. We'll see. We get the kill there, so he has literally nothing there. He has a Conkers that's out of missiles. Send the Panzer Grenadiers forward. So really this is going to end up being an error on my part. An error of reinforcements. He has a T-72 coming forward. This M1A1 ACAV needs to be resupplied and healed. So that's actually, it may be a little deceptive how strong my position here is, because the M1A1 ACAV is out of commission for now. And now there's a tank coming forward, and there's not a lot of like really good AT. I think definitely the Mech Rifles Dragon should have made its way down here. I think I was overly attached to this. I had one. You really just need one in there, and this one could have absolutely been routed there. Even if it didn't make it there, at least it would have an ATGM and make him back up a little bit. I get the CV, which is going to give me a... No, it doesn't give me a tick. So now I'm not getting ticked on. And I'm just kind of waiting for my reinforcements to get here. So the issue with with my strategy here is that it's going to take longer for my reinforcements to get here than his. By just a little bit, but it's enough that it starts to add up. The other thing is that he has this hill right here, which overlooks the entire battlefield. Try to get a good view here. Yeah, you can see it just looks down onto this position. So he can like unload back here and walk pretty safely up here, whereas I have this huge open area that needs to be defended. And you can see his infantry just arrives here and is going to start to clear everything out. He's got a tank and a bunch of moto chutes, and like I was mentioning before, the East Germans have this high quantities of cheap infantry. And it looks like I'm kind of having this idea. I've got Mech Rifles Dragon coming forward, but it's just a little bit too late, and the Milans are dying to just stuff. I mean, I guess one of those was a Milan, but those other ones are just BTRs. And this Milan is not what we need right here. What I need is a tank. I need like 2 tanks here. That can shut this down. But all of those vehicles go down except for this Milan here, and now it's just infantry that is going to get sprayed at by all these tanks. And he even gets the CV in the zone, giving him a tick. Mech Rifles Dragon is just behind. It's just like not in the right place at the right time. High explosive bomb further deteriorates my position in here. You can see there's a lot of stuff moving forward. I'm kind of panicking here. The M1A1 ACAV is healed and marching around like this. He's getting a Conkers into this position, which is a great position. This vehicle has an ATGM on it, which will kill vehicles very easily, especially if it gets shots on the side like that. And I don't want to have to point myself towards him when I'm getting in a tank fight. F-16 AT comes forward, somehow loses sight and dies. I'm going to take that out of the deck. This unit sucks. We kill the Conkers with the M1A1 ACAV. He smokes and does push off a little bit. Some of the moto shoots in has gone down, so I've reacted, but it's not quite enough. Not enough at all. And getting kind of unlucky with these shots, if I may say. Like, that was just a miss. This isn't even that. Okay, we do get that. Alright. I get my CV back in the zone, bring it back down to a +1. and as soon as I take this, it'll be a +0. So important to remember is that if you're under 100 points, if you're plus or minus less than 100 points, it's a draw. So at this point it would be a draw, but if he went up to 152, he would win. So at this point I'm kind of feeling the pressure. Really, this is quite bad on my part, because like half of his points are over here and I'm failing to like capitalize on. Somehow my points are not being used effectively. Like, and let's just look at this. A lot of it is being healed. You can see I'm kind of like pulling stuff back to heal it. These stingers could move forward. I think it's mainly just this forest here is like really hard to attack into. The alternative is pushing through here, but like I mentioned in the beginning, this Conquers is just a huge issue. Like I can't like conduct a tank assault with that thing there. One huge problem is that my LRS are not pushed up to the edge of the city. So whenever you take over a city, you want to get your infantry on the edge of the city, even if it's low health, even if there are enemy units. The vision is worth it, and you should try to like cycle them out. Like this one could go there, this could be pulled back, supply could come in, it could get healed. These LRS could be here. This LRS would give me vision of this entire area. This LRS should be here. This LRS should be here. That's really bad. I've got LRS here that aren't in a great position either. They're actually giving me decent. Actually, honestly, that's not too bad. They're giving me a good view of the tree line here, which is the main thing. So I guess that's okay. As you can see, I have BGS recon right here, and as always in my replays, at about 10 minutes there's a slowdown. Like as you can see, there wasn't much happening over the last few minutes, and I think my theory on this now is, because it happens in pro games too, and it happens to them for pros around the 9 or 10 minute range. I'm like around rank 1000 when I'm not losing a lot, and so for me it happens around the like 10 or 11 mark, and then for like newbier players it happens like 12, 13, 14, 15 minutes. But my theory on what's happening is that in the beginning people are taking risks and like figuring out where they are, but at about 10 minutes it's pretty clear where most of, like it's pretty clear he's on this hill, he's in there, I'm in here, and we both know that, and I think it takes about 10 minutes for that to be determined and sort of recognized by the player. And so there's a pause as both players set up for an attack or a defense, now that they like can kind of see what's happening. That's my theory. But anyway, we push forward here. This M1A1 Abrams is getting pushed back by ATGMs, and the problem is I've given him a little bit too much time to get kind of set up in here. This Abrams is still in range of the Conquers. My M1A1 ACAV should just be, it's just not firing. It's so bad. What am I doing? I needed to push around here, I guess, with everything. Push in through here, get infantry into there. But the goal here is to like get into this zone. And I guess, yeah, we're killing stuff with the M1A1 ACAV. As you can see, I adjust my LRS here, finally. We're getting fire down on him. Send in more Bradleys. I don't know if that's the move here, because he has all these cheap tanks which will win a fight against them, and then he kills this M1A1 ACAV with this T-72. It gets a side shot or something. Huge loss right there. My attack here is now fully blunted, and then he gets a sight on the M3A2 Bradley. And now it's just this lone Panther Grenadier half wounded in the building. Actually going to speed it up a little. So you can see there's another build up here Trying to get some heals there. Recon healers back there. The Eagla is set up in here. I actually send the BGS in there, which aren't bad units because they have this submachine gun, which does a lot of damage up close, especially against little units like an Eagla or an ATGM. So I just send them into the forest, first of all to get vision, and also now that I've seen these Eaglas, it's definitely worth it to kill them. But the Panzer Grenadier goes down, and with it, my foothold on these buildings there. The Stingers move forward. I don't know if it's necessary to have them that far forward. As soon as he pops out of the forest, he's going to walk into a line of fire, because I do have pretty good vision here with the LRS. I'm a little, now that I can see with my LRS and stuff, I actually sent the LRS over here to try to kill this Conquerors, but you can see they died. He used a high explosive bomber to kill it. There's no AA over here, so he just completely got away with it. Then I send the BGS over here, and he sees what I'm doing and just pulls the Conquerors off. At this point, if I'd done that a while ago, I could have been attacking from this direction for a long time. He wouldn't have these moto shooting in here, and I could be avoiding this whole area. So, huge error. Not just you can see how just having that LRS back here being useless cascaded into like a problem. F-16 kind of sails overhead and goes down. Sneed plane fails, of course. Flies over a bunch of Eaglas. Gets wounded and has to back off. Now there's a general advance of Heimatschützen, and he actually doesn't have a lot of infantry in here. The Abrams is way too close. And I think I accidentally selected them, and at this point I notice it, and you can see I pull it back. Mech Rifle's Dragon trying to push for this forest. They're really low cohesion. I guess this sniper rifle is messing up their cohesion. ATGM fires at the T-72. We do get a kill, but it's not a great trade. Those Bradleys are valuable, not exactly cheap. But the Heimatschützen are about to clear up the infantry in here. Sneed plane goes down to a cub, and so does my M1A Abrams. I think it got like routed or something, and then they popped around the corner. I feel like maybe I'm underestimating these tanks. I would think T-72s aren't that good, but I think I'm fully underestimating the T-72s this whole game. I think I kind of got them confused with T-55s, which are bad. But T-80s are just as good as an Abrams. And I guess 72 is pretty close to 80, so what's that? Abrams should win this, right? But now we've taken some damage. He does have better cohesion than we do at this point. Heimatschützen are pushing right up to the edge of the forest. Like I mentioned before, it's very important that you do that. The Bradley's coming through, trying to kill these Eagles as well. And I popped smoke because I utterly failed that fight against the T-72. I think at this point some airstrikes wouldn't be entirely useless. He does have the Eagle here in a good position, but the Kub isn't in an amazing position. So I think I had an opportunity here to do some like helicopters or even just a normal airstrike. Heimatschützen almost got there in time, but now there are a bunch of pioneers that are going to take this fight. This one, as you can see, is not in cover, so they're going to die really quick, but these are in cover, so this isn't a terrible fight for us. It is supported by this SPW-70. This T-72 is still alive. We do kill the Eaglas, and he gets a high explosive bomb run off there, bringing these Heimatschützen down to one health. And I start pulling him back, or I hope I do. No, I don't yet. I guess he was nervous about air as well, so he brought out 2 fighter planes. I think maybe I'm getting too caught up in the idea of a tank push, because like right here what I needed was a helicopter push. I guess not right now because he does have these fighter planes out, but maybe I'm wrong. I was trying to get this Bradley into position to fight, but look at it. Look at this. It can't point its gun at them. So it's just like sitting there stupidly on the hill trying to shoot. So I need to micro that forward, and I do finally notice and get it moving forward. I did get some more useful position. position. These pioneers are good at fighting infantry in cities, but in fights against tanks, they are utterly useless because they don't have an anti-tank charge. Bradley kills that SPW. The Conkers can't see it, I guess. Actually makes that helicopter go down long range. Dies. What can this see right now? Oh, that's pretty good. So I think I'm being a little hesitant here with the Bradley. I guess I was worried about the Conkers killing it, so maybe not. The LRS will lose this fight against Pioneers. I think it'd be better if they're on the maybe like here. See the Pioneers move in. This isn't going to be a good fight. I really like LRS squads. They're cool. They're bosses. Pull back, start taking hits from Hilo as well. Not good for them. Jammer Hilo blocking some of the infrared missiles. And yeah, just you can see a lot of time has passed. Like in the last 10 minutes since the pause that I talked about, like what has been accomplished. Like we've cleared out the forest, but we haven't like fully capitalized on it. It's just not quite right. I needed stingers in here, and now all the infantry's dead. And now he has anti-tank units coming in, so I can't rely on this Bradley and this Milan to shut this down. I do try to intercept the Pioneers here. Because I could kind of see that the motor chutes weren't quite in position to kill them. But yeah, I just kind of wasted a lot of time, and I didn't capitalize, and it's just because getting into this forest is so hard from this position. I don't know what I needed. Bringing forward a bunch of Jaguars, which they're good, but I don't know if that was the play. I feel like I'm trying to do multiple things at once here. Speed it up. Motor chutes are now in here, and that's not good for me because he has control of the forest. We get a ATGM shot off on the tank, and the Abrams fires, but we have to smoke because the Milan's almost dead. This is now out of position. Try to get it around the smoke. Now they're kind of close to each other, and this Abrams is taking double T-72 fire. We get one of the T-72s down, but he pops smoke and backs off. As you can see here, I have a bunch of engineers dragon finally arriving here. So I guess I had the thought of like taking this over, and not, you can see here I queued a bunch of engineers too. Looking at this now, I was trying to walk across this field. I should have just walked around like that. Taking this and just stay in the forest. Not sure what to do about helicopters though. It's really hard to do what I'm trying to do, and you want to do it sooner rather than later. The longer you wait, the harder it is. So here the mech rifles dragon are going to clear up the moto chutes, but it's not an easy thing to do. I have to pull back the Abrams because it's just slowly taking hits. My opponent has so much stuff over here. I don't know why he's still even enforcing that. I think he could have won the game if he sent those points into here. Okay, so he is actually kind of conducting an attack over here. He sends some moto chutes, and he's got a T-72 kind of watching. This Jaguar's out of position. LRS is doing a good job of pulling up the moto chutes, but I don't quite have enough stuff to really stop this from happening. Abrams over here firing at the moto chutes, but well-placed Conkers catches me right as I poke my head around. Mech rifles dragon pull up to the, actually they get outside of the tree line. Huge mistake right there. You gotta be really careful with the tree line. They die. That's a big loss right there. Mech rifles dragon are 90 points, and you don't get that many of them. I do have the advantage in terms of numbers in the forest. These BTRs. I know they're not BTRs, but that's how I think of them. Come into range of the motor shoots, which will be good at killing it. As you can see here, they have this RPG that is perfect for it. They fire, instantly kill it. Ihawk's in a decent position here, but he now has a nice sort of semicircle of ATGMs. Which is going to make it hard to push through with tanks. We need like a wide line of tanks if we're going to do this. And he has been picking the tanks off. I've got 15 minutes left, and now he's just bombarded me with artillery. This attack he sends at me doesn't really work. The LRS actually wins that fight against the motor shoots and surviving with one hit. This my BTR kind of fires at this motor shoots and pokes its head around. Slow it back down. This motor shoots is in the zone. These are kind of bunched up over here. So do I actually end up losing this position after all that? I think I might. He actually tries to artillery strike this thing. The CEV gets stunned by the motor shoots, and I guess I didn't learn my lesson right there. And he's just gonna kill it. Big loss right there. Engineers Dragon lose sight, so they stop moving. Bad play. I need to get better at my forest fighting. You can see I'm dumping infantry into here, and so is he. So now he's out in the open, but we just can't quite get control over the view here. I think it's like in here is what you want, and then you can push up to the wood line. This Abrams is right next to a motor shoots in, but they can't see each other. Flame Pioneers coming in, good choice for forest fighting, but I actually have a lot of vehicles in here, so that's not so good for him. Engineers Dragon win the fight against the motor shoots in, but they're running into these flamethrower units, which are going to cause major issues. Motor shoots go down, but right as the Flame Pioneers get right on top of them, artillery rains down, and a good exchange of fire here. But now he's out of, or he's almost out. He's only got this motor shooting left, and these are going to be very vulnerable to vehicles here. As you can see, they can't fire back because they don't have an AT. But my opponent's kind of blind firing into this hill with artillery. So I guess he was feeling the pressure here. You can see he really doesn't want to lose this. He sees it as key to this. But honestly, I think we were both tunnel visioning here. I absolutely should have been wrapping around like that with at least some units. Like just a Panther Grenadier would be able to kill stuff coming in. We get those Pioneer Flames down with these vehicles, and now we should be in good shape here. But I prematurely pushed them out into the open, thinking that I'd cleared more than I had. These dragons just aren't like using their AT weapon against these SPWs. I don't understand why. Is it because this is off? That's so bad. And then the helicopter comes in. This is like perfect for a helicopter. I have no AT here. Really bad. I sent in an F-16 because I recognize what a problem this is. Fires, but the Eaglers are going to get some good shots here, and he's just going to kill my F-16. Some bad point trade there, but pretty good for controlling the position if we can kill this T-72. But this T-72 is like refusing to die. I remember this. Miss. Stun, but miss. Another T-72 shows up. This is so low cohesion. T-72 is fully low cohesion. We're just like chipping, not doing any damage. I need tanks in here really bad. I need an AA in here really bad. I have this anti-vehicle helo that tries to fire here. Still miss it, like probably about 10 ATGMs have missed this in a row. This engineer's dragon has missed every single one of its shots. Look at that, it's still alive. And I mean, I deserve this. Like, they're out in the open, they have no cohesion, but still, I swear I've had like 0 cohesion. Again, another miss. Over here, the Bradley's trying to fight this T-72. Not enough tanks. I have M1A and Abrams coming in, but it's just not quite enough. And the engineers do get in the zone, but they're so unsupported that it's just a mess. Cobra's firing. Got the infantry in there. Like, I had this, but I just couldn't kill these tanks. That one tank like saved him the game right there. I swear to God. Literally saved him the game. A-10 Warthog comes in to try to get some kills, misses a lot of shots, goes down to all the AA. And then my opponent is doing a good job of staying back here. And then basically how not to attack a city. Pioneers are going to shut this down. And just a great reaction on the part of my opponent. Right there. Very well played. I threw pretty hard, but he did everything he needed to do. I'll say he got lucky with that T-72, but otherwise, like, all of his like choices were good. He like reinforced here, and that T-72 made a lot of space for him, but like he did everything right. Made a semicircle, didn't deploy too far forward, sprayed with artillery, and look, having to run away with my tail between my legs. Most of my units are dead. The city is in flames, but not taken. And the German ladies actually like try to run across the field as well and get killed. So at this point, it's kind of a question of, for me, damage control. A bunch of units kind of showing up to this terrible attack as if the infantry was still alive. Like, if the infantry was still alive right here, that'd be good. Like this command Abrams. If I had the infantry advantage in here, could be taking the point and getting me the tick, but just poorly conducted. These pivads were, you know, 3 minutes late. If they'd been sort of lined up in here, they could have killed a bunch of the infantry. I think maybe the whole thing was a little premature, but he would have built up more. I don't know. I don't know whether or not I should have been more aggressive or more patient. I think more aggressive. I'm also making the classic error of attacking in the same place over and over again instead of trying to wrap around. I guess you can see here that now I'm kind of thinking like, okay, let's do what's over here. Send 2 engineers into these buildings, I think. No, they're wrapping through there, which is bad. I need to just send them here. These T-72s have broken through, and now my command vehicle is the only thing stopping them from just literally running through everything here. I have no AT left. So I send my command Abrams to try to do it, and it dies. These engineers try to attack this and get like routed so hard by this SVD East German infantry. Routed, and then because I didn't migrate into the building, it's really bad. Try to get into the building here. And I think at this point we might be able to win that. Unload a bunch of HIMARS shoots in a little early. I was trying to get them right on top of this so they could use their AT thing, but you can see that they were like just behind the building and they couldn't get it, and it lives, which is like so infuriating. Now all this time machines are for nothing, and they're perfect target for artillery. So I've got like 5 minutes left to make something happen despite all this throwing. Speed this up. Time machines will basically just go down. So Abrams tries to kind of stem the tide as he starts to kind of flood through here. These pivads, again, if they'd been there, I don't know if I had enough time actually. It took them this long to get there. It was actually after this game that I started sending pivads forward a lot earlier. Look how good they are. Just destroying everything. So now my opponent knows that he needs to get like a few points in order to make for him to get the draw. So at this point what I'm trying to do is make sure that he doesn't get a CV in here, because if he does, then I'm going to lose. So I have to hold on to my my like, let's see, how many points does he need? He needs to get 14 points. A10 comes forward, tries to get some kills, doesn't. So it's up to this Abrams to make sure that he doesn't get this command vehicle in there. He's like still reinforcing this, which is embarrassing for me. He shouldn't be doing that, but it's embarrassing for me that he's sending it over there, because it means that he's like halting my entire division with not all of his points. We got that plane. Try to kill the MiG-21, fail, die to all his AA, but we do actually spray him with the pivads. Pivads perform very well. And we get his T-72, I'm not quite sure how that happened. So now he has 2 minutes to try to get a CV in there. And Moto shoots and fires at my Abrams, stuns it, but we get the kill on it. Try to push forward with the Abrams. I've got my CV coming forward, but it's pretty much hopeless for me to win now. These things are so slow that it's never going to happen. The Grads fire, or whatever those are, narrowly dodge it. AT-planes try to kill my pivads, fail. Pivads strong. What do they look like? Cool. Abrams push forward, and what time is it? I gotta go in a second, but yeah, I'm gonna speed this up because it doesn't really matter. Yeah, I mean from here it's impossible for either of us to do it because our CVs aren't in position. So I think we are both contented to take the draw. Honestly, at this point, I'm gonna say that he's kind of throwing a little bit. Like I think he could have closed out this game, but for the most part, I threw that really hard all game long. Look how many deaths there were. Both of us like just smashing our heads together. This guy is not super high rank, but I think he played pretty well, given that he was using like half of his points to fend off all of my points. So GG to Striker. Not good play on my part. Really bad. It was the first game of the day, but still pretty terrible. So you can see none of his units performing super well. You know, this one's doing okay, but nothing crazy. It's just that all of them were getting some kills, whereas mine, I have better units, but this isn't good. Nothing here is good. Pivads did well. Some Abrams did well. You can just see the sheer number of T-72s here too. Look how many T-72s, SPW-70s. Just a lot of spam. But that's that. GG. See you guys in the next one.